Okay, so I've seen all over the internet, people saying Knockout City is dying, people are for and against giving their opinions. Today I'm going to look at the statistics and tell you for certain whether this game is actually dying. Okay, so after maybe an hour of research, the easiest way I've found of showing you this is through this site called Steam Count. Okay, but it does not include Xbox, PlayStation and Switch, so these numbers are going to be slightly inflated. Okay, so if we look at the entire game's history from May 21st all the way to the current day today, we will see that when it was released, it was doing quite well. It had 4,000 players and it even peaked at 6,900. Okay, so if you're wondering whether this is high or low, I will compare it to other games in a bit, but we're first all going to look at this graph. Okay, you can tell it goes down, but there's a few reasons why I believe it drops after June the 1st. First of all, there was a free 10-day trial at this period. So what would have happened is people would have got the 10-day trial on May 21st, and then it would have ended on June the 1st, and that meant these 4,000 players no longer play the game unless they buy it. Okay, and that's going to happen for all the players that brought the trial here. They're gradually going to stop playing the game because their trial runs out and they don't want to buy the game. Okay, and then we're going to get to our real player base, and this is around where we're at. Okay, around 2,000 people as it starts leveling off around 1,500. Okay, but you still see it does decline as we're going through the month. The player base is getting slightly lesser. Okay, it was 1,000 over here, and now we're going to about 500 consistently, and there are good days and bad games. Does this mean the game is dying though? Well, not really. In the past month we see the game has actually stayed quite solid. Okay, it's had about 700 players consistently. It drops here and there, but that's really expected from a game. But now this comes up to discussion, what is a dying game? And I've got a few different games to show you. Now, people say Rocket League is dying. Okay, we do see quite a consistent graph for them. However, if we do go to all time, you see it has rose, and it was around 50,000, 60,000 before free to play. This was free to play, this giant spike up, and it's going back down. Is this a dying game? Well, some would say yes, because as it's going to go down, it's going to keep on going down before it hits zero. But in reality, that's not going to happen. There's always going to be quite a lot of people playing Rocket League because it is a great game. Now let's look at some other games, okay? In this instance, it's Spellbreak. Okay, now first of all, I know Spellbreak is a free game, but I don't want to get into the free-to-play of Knockout City going to free-to-play in this video because that's a lot more opinion-based than statistics. But we see with Spellbreak, they had a peak kind of like ours at 5,000, but theirs fell off quite quickly, like really quickly. That peak, I know maybe a YouTuber posted a video, maybe they had a sudden update, maybe something went on that day that caused it to peak, but it peaked at 5,000, which is actually lower than Knockout City, and you see it has gone down. This is kind of what we're looking at for Knockout City, and it's gone back up, and it's really stayed, you know, about the level that Knockout City is at, you know, 600, and it's quite alike to Knockout City. Now, obviously, you could say Spellbreak is dying, but you see there are spikes, like here. It went up to 2,300 players. Now, I don't know why this is. Maybe a YouTuber posted a video, like I said. Maybe a new update came out and everyone played it. There's a lot of things that could have happened. But, you see, it is quite solid. But now, we have a game that is truly dead, in my opinion. And that's Rocket Arena. Okay? We can have a look at their player base. 74. On day one, they only got 74 players. Okay? They went up to 1,000. 1,135 is their peak. There's 3 people playing right now on Steam. It's a 3v3 game. Like, who are you getting? And this is bad, but from my previous analogy, is it dying? Also, what? How has this happened then? What? Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here, but is it a dying game? Because if you look, obviously the players, it does go up and down quite a lot because there's so little players, but I mean, it's quite solid. They always seem to have 2 players online, but why do I consider this a dead game and Knockout City not? And this comes into the player base size, okay, and this is where everyone's opinion is different. Is 479 people a good player base? Well, for some games, no. For other games, yes. So is the game dying? No, because we see this graph is normal, so the game is not dying as of yet. But this game will go down if this player base remains low. And if the player base is low, it means longer matchmaking times. If longer matchmaking times, that means more people are going to leave the game, which means the player base is low, which is going to mean more matchmaking times, which means more people are going to leave this game. And you see it is gradually going down. All this red, I can tell you, is not good. I don't fully understand what's going on here, but my general thesis is that this is not good. But for the foreseeable future, the game is not suddenly going to fall off by any means. So, overall, the game is not dying, but the player base is very small compared to other games. So, whether the game is dead, no, because it's still active community, but it's a very small active community. And this comes into your own definition of a dying game. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. There are a lot of discussions on the internet and everyone's open to their own opinion. I was just looking at the statistics and you can read the statistics differently than me. Yes, there is a slight curve downwards. Yes, the player base is quite small compared to other games. But, I mean, argue out in the comments. You know, do you think this game will survive maybe the next month, 3 months? Do you think this game is going to be, you know, one of the best games? It's going to, you know, overtake everyone. Even Rocket League, they had a tough start before they suddenly started picking up players. Is this going to happen with us? Is it going to be one of those games that suddenly come out and just blow people out the park? And yes, do you think this game should go free to play? I mean, I'm not going to voice my opinions in this video, but if you do want to see a video whether Knockout City should go free to play, comment down below and I might make it. But anyway, that's all for now. Peace. Oh yeah, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I also have some other content here that you might like, but my channel is honestly full of loads of different content. So scroll through, see what you like, and hopefully I see you again in another video.